So as a collector and creator, I've bought and tested close to 1,000 fragrances. Seriously, the regular guy that just wants to smell good, he doesn't need 300, he doesn't need 30, he just needs 3. First up, the versatile Workhorse. Second, the magnetic social. And third, the no-brainer everyday fragrance. First up, we've got the versatile Workhorse fragrance. This is going to be your go-to fragrance as a professional. 9 to 5, this is what you're wearing to work. It's non-obtrusive, it's subtle, it's elegant, and it can even be oversprayed and still not offend anybody. Now, a number of the fragrances that are going to fit into this category are going to be masculine florals. And I noticed some of you guys that may sound like an oxymoron, but the notes of iris, of lavender, in some cases powdery scent that just makes you smell clean, crisp, and approachable. Prada de l'Homme is a great example. Another fragrance in this category is going to be Dior Homme Intense. This one a little bit heavier on the iris note. It also has more distinctive woods, and it's that combination that makes this fragrance so elegant, distinguished, and versatile. Now, if you like those woody notes, but you want something a little bit less floral, something with a little bit more punch, check out this latest one from Coach. It's an Oriental Fougere, which means it has a little bit of spice and it's grounded with some earth notes. This is their Eau de Parfum, and I'm putting it in this category as a workhorse because pretty much all the fragrances coming from the house of Coach are relatively safe purchases, aren't going to offend anyone, and they just smell good. All that being said, if you want safety in this category, look no further than either Chanel's Bleu de Chanel or Versace's Dylan Blue. Now, blue fragrances, in case you don't know, they are made to smell fresh, aromatic, and mass appealing. Basically, these fragrances were designed so that everyone would love them. And speaking of love, let's jump over to the next category, magnetic social fragrances, aka the fragrances you want to wear to attract the ladies. Now, this fragrance has been out since 2008. They've probably put out at least a dozen flankers for good reason, because this fragrance draws people in like no other. Warm, comforting, great performance. It's a sweet, spicy fragrance, and pretty much all of its flankers are the type of fragrances that are unique and draw people in because they almost create a certain atmosphere. It's the sweetness, the spice, the cinnamon, mixed in with the citrus and amber that really make this a go-to social fragrance. Right with that, if you want something a little bit fresher, something that you can wear maybe in the summer, check out Invictus. Right here, I've got the Parfum. Very similar to the original. Again, this is one that's been around for over a decade, but sweet enough that it's going to draw in the compliments. It's going to turn heads. Now, the most polarizing fragrance in this category is going to be Viktor & Rolf's Spice Bomb. I've got Extreme right here. This is slightly better than the original, but either one is great. And if you want something seasonal, maybe check out Infrared. This is great in cooler weather. And if you really want a Spice Bomb that's probably better suited to summer, maybe check out Night Vision. But I still think the original can be worn in 4 season. Yes, it does gravitate more towards cooler nights, but the key component here is the spice, the pepper. This right here just tickles the nose and it turns heads, mixed in with that beautiful vanilla note. Now, if you're looking for something different, something really sweet that you can wear on the beach in hot weather, then check out this one. It's Lisa Blanca by Monegal. It's a floral vanilla fragrance that for some is going to be cloying a little bit too much, but for someone who's looking for something distinctive, sweet to wear to a beach party, this type of fragrance is what you're looking for if you want to turn heads. Now, gents, speaking of 3 fragrances, I want to introduce you to the sponsor of today's video, Gisada, who a while back sent me 3 of their most popular fragrances, and I've been personally enjoying these now for over a year. So first up, we've got Gisada's Ambassador Mint. This is a fruity, tropical, sweet, woody fragrance, a 4-season fragrance. It's got great performance. We're talking 12 plus hours, and it's mass appealing with a beautiful sweetness. In particular, I love the mango note mixed in with the apple. And if you're looking for a fragrance that's going to project, last all day, and get you compliments, this could be the one. Now, their Ambassador Intense is a different take on the same name. This is a warm, spicy, sweet, amber, aromatic, vanilla fragrance with a touch of fruit and woods at the base. A strong masculine scent. This one's a little bit stronger, a little bit heavier. This one I would recommend for maybe a cool summer night or throughout the winter. It's also a relatively complex fragrance, having great projection and longevity. And if you want a fragrance that's sweeter, a little bit more vanilla based, check out Gisada's Titanium. Like all the Gisada fragrances I've tested, this one has great longevity, staying power, and projection. And guys, when you're over on the website, you're going to see they've got some new fragrances just released. And if you're looking to pick up your first Gisada fragrances, I like them all, but I would recommend the Ambassador as the first one. To me, it's the easiest one to wear. It's also a sweet fragrance that has good projection that can be worn in warm weather. So gents, if any of those fragrances sound great, then use the link in the description of today's video. The discount code I'm putting down in the description is going to apply to everything on their website. Go over and grab your next fragrance at Gisada. And now let's talk about that third category, the no-brainer everyday reach. This is the fragrance, if you don't want to think, you just simply grab. In fact, the fragrances in this category could just be your signature scent that if you only wanted to own one fragrance, these are the ones I would recommend. So no surprise here, you're going to see Creed Aventus, one of the most popular fragrances on the planet. And I can see why. It's fruity, it's sweet at the top, but it's got those nice woods throughout. And at the base, a smoky leather with a bit of earth notes. Yeah, this fragrance, believe it or not, isn't probably going to get you a lot of compliments, but people are going to note that you smell good. Now, if you love Aventus and you're wanting to change it up, consider Aventus Absolute for the winter and Aventus Cologne for the summer. As the names imply, the Absolute is going to be a little bit darker, richer. You could wear this in cooler weather. The Cologne is lighter, perfect for hot weather. Now, do I recommend these being your 3 fragrances? No, unless you absolutely love Creed Aventus and you've got the money to blow. But seriously, nobody needs to own all 3 unless you're really into this or a collector, or you can write it off like me. Now, another couple fragrances I would put in this category, Aqua di Gio. You could go with the EDT, but I'm going to recommend the Parfum. It's a little bit darker, a little bit richer, absolutely beautiful, great fragrance, easy pickup. And from the House of Prada, I'm going to recommend the classic Luna Rossa. There's a variety of flankers out there. The Oceans, they've been pushing hard. Those are fine fragrances, but the original, this one right here, is just so easy. It doesn't offend anybody, yet it's going to get you compliments. Perfect in the summer, just a great fragrance. Now, if you like the profile of Aventus, but you want something that projects more, something's got more of a citrus top, check out Bond No. 9's Scent of Peace. To me, this is a no-brainer, everyday wear fragrance that's simple to wear with pretty much anything. Now, if you do want the compliments, but you don't want to wear a fragrance that's overly sweet, doesn't overly project, is just about perfect, except for the fact I wish it could last a little bit longer, then check out Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. I know it's got the O Extreme on it, and this is the best version in my opinion. It's sweet, it's woody, it's aromatic, it's got acceptable staying power, and it smells really good. Now, what if you wanted to expand beyond 3? What if you wanted to add some additional fragrances? Let's say you wanted to grow your collection up to maybe 8 or 9. Well, to start with, I would add something a bit different. I really like earthy fragrances, and for that reason, I would bring in something with a bit of vetiver or earthy notes. And vetiver, in case you don't know, is a type of grass. It has a distinctive smell, very natural, very soothing, and for me, it's a very classic masculine scent. I would look to a fragrance where vetiver is the dominant note, such as Guerlain's Vetiver or Vetiver Extreme, or go with Tom Ford's EDP or the Parfum version of Grey Vetiver. Now, straight up, both of those fragrances you're wearing for yourself, but if you want an earthy fragrance that's going to get you compliments, look no further than Hermès's Terre d'Hermès. This is the classic fragrance that relaunched. There's tons of flankers, variations, and in hot weather, I like the Eau Chevre. Another pick here is going to be Gucci Guilty's Absolute Pour Homme. If you tried any of the other Gucci Guiltys, understand this one is very different, very unique in the line, and for that reason, I love it. And perhaps the easiest earthy fragrance to wear is going to be Ralph Lauren's Ralph's Club. Don't go with the EDP one. You want to go with the Parfum. It's going to be the deepest, the richest, and the earthiest of the bunch. Another category I would explore, especially if you're in hot weather, is going to be citrus topped fragrances. Now, the issue with citrus fragrances in general is that they don't have much longevity because of the nature of those top notes, but you've got some out there that actually defy the trend. So Versace's Manor Fresh is a classic, beautiful fragrance and relatively easy and affordable to find. A modern classic, we've got Dior's Eau Sauvage. This is the Parfum, I think released just like 5 years ago. Absolutely beautiful, very strong citrus top. And then you've got Raja Dove's Elysium. Now, if you want something for hot weather, but citrus fragrances aren't your thing, you don't want to smell like a cleaning product, then I definitely say go for an Aquatic. So a couple easy picks here are going to be Davidoff's Cool Water. Another one is going to be Acqua di Gio Profondo. Now, Profondo is going to be the most aquatic of all the Acqua di Gios, and so you definitely want to get your nose on this fragrance before buying. Some people just don't like aquatic smells. If you want something that's got more of a Caribbean vibe, if you can tell the difference, then check out Bulgari's Aqua Atlantique. Now, this next category is going to be one of my favorites, and it's similar to the Social, except this one is no holds barred. They love to smell sweet. And what I'm talking about are gourmands. Gourmands are going to be more than just vanilla. These are going to be all the different food notes that are going to draw people in. So you see a lot of alcoholic fragrances out there. I've got 2 right here, Black Phantom and Apple Brandy. Point being is Kilian does it really well. Along with the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, this one right here, Scandal, it's the original. There's a very strong caramel note here. Yeah, it makes sense, right? When you smell like something delicious, people want to get in close. They're wondering, who smells so good? Which again, doesn't have to be your aim, but people, yeah, it just reminds us of comforting meals, of desserts, of sweets. And so fragrances like this are going to get you compliments. They're going to stand out. And in general, though, they're more winter fragrances. It's harder to wear a gourmand unless it's an alcohol alcohol, like maybe M. Micheliff's Gin Tonic. In that case, yeah, that one could definitely be for summer. Another fragrance I'll throw in this category because it smells almost like a sweet bubblegum with a little bit of coffee and lavender in it, and that's going to be Azzaro's, the Most Wanted Intense. Now, if all that sounds like too much or like Antonio, I just want a crowd-pleasing fragrance that doesn't smell like one of the first 3 I bought, then go with that, the crowd-pleasing category. These are going to be fragrances that are made to appeal to the masses. They're going to have a bit of sweetness. They're going to have a little bit of staying power. These are going to be fragrances that are the flavor of the day. In some cases, they last and they do a pretty good job of standing up to the test of time, like Polo's Red. Other ones, we'll see if this is a flash in the pan, but it's actually a very crowd-pleasing, beautiful fragrance. You've got Yves Saint Laurent. Myself, the Eau de Parfum. I've got the Parfum version, and there's a newer version as well. I still think the EDP is probably the one to grab. It's a little bit easier to find, a little bit more affordable, and it's going to get you compliments because it's leveraging what is popular right now, what everyone is loving. And speaking of houses that leverage what works, you got to love Mont Blanc. Pretty much every fragrance these guys put out, it is inspired by one that has been doing really well. So they're very predictable in that way. But you've also got to love that, hey, when you pick up a Mont Blanc fragrance like the EDP right here, this one built off the DNA of the original Fierce. The EDP here is better than the EDT. It's got more staying power. And for that reason, I'm going to put it on this list. Another new release I've been enjoying, and I think it's one of the best from this line, is Jimmy Choo Man Extreme. Now, if I were you, I would skip on the original, I would skip on the intense, but the Extreme here does a really good job as a mass-pleasing fragrances. If you're not big into fragrances, you want to just wear something, again, that's a no-brainer, is going to get you compliments, this is a great fragrance to grab. Now, this next category is one of my favorites, and that is, I'm going to wear this fragrance, and I don't care what anyone thinks. I just like it. So you're out there, you're smelling different fragrances, and you find one that no one's really talked about, one that flies under the radar. I recommend you grab it because here's the deal, is that men can find a fragrance that naturally works with their own scent. And if you like it, then go for it. Wear it with confidence. And that's why fragrances, like Paco Rabanne's Phantom, this one gets a lot of flack because, yes, it is a tacky bottle, but I think it's a fine fragrance. Or some of you guys, you talk about Armani Code. This one's been around for a while. They've come out with new versions. This one right here, the Parfum, the new EDT, these are fine fragrances, but they use some unique note combinations. They're not your common flair you're going to see in that last category. And to be straight up, these are fragrances that a man should wear for himself. And they really sometimes can be distinctive. Right here, we've got the classic Dior Fahrenheit. This is going to be a mix of leather, gasoline, and fresh cut grass. Like, yeah, mowing your yard in a leather jacket. This is that fragrance. Not that I would do that. It just sounds hot and sweaty. But yeah, you got to find scents that work for you. It's not going to work for everybody. I know for me, sweet tobacco is a fragrance I lean towards. So I've got a lot of sweet tobacco fragrances. This one I just picked up, Jamaican Tobacco. It's not a harsh, heavy, or smoked tobacco. This one is more of a sweet one, and one that just for some reason draws me in, and I personally like to wear in cooler weather. So guys, if you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. What video to watch next? Boom, I got you covered. You want to learn how to apply your fragrance correctly? Come on, I got you covered with that video. Boom, right here. Don't overspray, don't underspray, and yeah, how to wear a fragrance correctly? Boom, right there. Oh yeah.